What's up, everybody? Good evening. Planet Earth. Family. Friends. I hope everybody is good. I hope everybody's real good. Because I'm good. Just getting things set up in the spaceship. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it takes a minute to get the engines all set up. Refueling. As you can see, we already got some changes going on with the spaceship. I've been testing out the chat. Feel free to put out some test chats if you want. And it doesn't matter where you stream from tonight, which I think is really awesome. You could be streaming from anywhere. Periscope, the YouTubes, the tubes. So if there's anything you guys are hearing that needs to be different about the stream, let me know. Call it out. I'm loving the fact that you guys call this stuff out. If it could be any better, please let me know. It's one of my favorite things. Let's get up on cam. Let's get this thing going. Do, do, do. Getting the spaceship loaded up. Wow. Permacat's in the house. How you doing? Hi. What day trading exchange do you recommend right now? Who has the lowest fees? Poloniex seems okay. Yo, Poloniex is a great one. Good question, Permacat. So glad you can make it to the spaceship, first of all. Oh. Look at your name. It's in orange now. Because we're changing things up. Spaceship is like level 5 now. Level 5, you guys. Some of y'all been with me since level 1. There we go. We got emojis flying on the screen. Please don't feel ashamed to be asking questions in chat either. I love that question. Poloniex is a great exchange. I'll say that one of my favorite ones right now is Binance. Binance is one that is that's been really like getting a lot of good reviews from a lot of my trading friends. Poloniex, you're not wrong with that. It's great that you ended up posting that up because Poloniex, it's good. You know, it's been one of the first exchanges that were around since the beginning. However, I will say that I've had problems with getting my support requests answered from them in a timely manner. But I'll also say that was like back in that was like 3 years ago. So like things could have changed a lot. I personally use Bittrex a lot, but I'm gonna start to get on Binance. And I have a code where if you want to start buying, I got a referral code for Binance that I'll post up here in a minute. But yeah. Ray of Sunshine's up in the house. What is up? So glad y'all are on the ship. This is what's making it fun. Music's good, right? Everything's good. What you said? Good to know. Good to know. Okay, cool. Just taking a look at all the things going on the spaceship, friends. Boom. Let me just go ahead and take a look at everything else, making sure that the spaceship is live and ready. We've just been making so many upgrades. So fun. So what's going on here on the scopes? On the scopes. Anybody that's into scopes, let me know. Get in there. Pop out that chat. If you aren't seeing it on your device, then you'll probably there's an update for my chat. If you're not seeing this on your desktop device, check it out on your mobile. Make sure that you're checking this out on your if you're on Twitch, if you're taking a look at it on the desktop, there's like this really cool way to see how you can play games on my channel, guys. There's a little puzzle piece. If you're looking at this from the desktop, you'll see a little puzzle piece in the lower left-hand corner of Twitch on the screen. And you gotta open that up, and that allows you to play games and earn stars and wager stars. And this is the beginning of something amazing. You just wait. As you can see, I'm making upgrades to the ship every day. We now have goals, #goals, my friends. And the first goal of this alien is gonna be getting to Anarchapulco. And Let's see. Test. There we go. Okie dokie. Wonder what that sounds like. Cool. There we go. Heard. My friends. Okay, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Wow. See, I'm testing on my device in the back, and I just heard it cut all the way out, and then I put it back in. There we go. Okay. Boom. Spaceship's up in order. Okay. So, as you guys can see, we got stream bosses. I'm the current stream boss. It's 1,000 hit points. Every time that you do something, like we get somebody to follow, we get somebody to donate, things like that, the hit points go down, and then you get the opportunity to be the stream boss and have your name up on the screen. You also get to help out with those donations down at the bottom. But anyways, just appreciate you guys for calling this stuff out. Remember how I was talking about how I was going to get some of you guys stars for some of the best affirmations and things like that? I'm also learning about how to get that on board too. So don't worry, I haven't forgotten. Make good on that word, definitely. So just taking a look at a couple of other things here, making sure it's all going. Cool. All right, friends. So first of all, let's go ahead and talk about a couple of things. Remember how I was telling you about how there's that cryptocurrency called Tether, and it's a cryptocurrency that was made by the exchange Bitfinex and Bitfinex. Yeah, Bitfinex created it. I always get Bitfinex and BitMEX confused. As you can tell, it's pretty close. But like Bitfinex, they created Tether, and Tether is a token that is based upon the US dollar. And so that's pretty important because we had talked about some of the moves that Bitfinex is making, and it's in a video titled Pull Out of Bitfinex. And it's just a video that I have that's on the channel. It's an older one. You can see it on YouTube because Twitch doesn't archive them that long. But regardless, it's on YouTube, and you can see kind of like the story of what I explained there on why it's important to be looking at the moves that Bitfinex is making right now. And now what I'm going to end up saying is that MakerDAO is an article that was it's a article that was put out today, and what they say is DAI is now live. What is DAI? DAI is basically the exact equivalent of Tether for Ethereum. Okay, my friends? So now there's somebody that's tried to create a cryptocurrency that's based, and it's going to be based upon the US dollar in that land. I think that there are positives and negatives to this. As always, we are good students to this. And I think that some of the positives is that it's great to end up seeing that there's going to be a lot of confidence, and there's going to be a lot of ways to trade with Ether because of DAI. And so DAI is going to allow Ether to be exchanged into something that you can end up potentially locking your profits into. And because Ethereum is a much different blockchain than the Bitcoin blockchain, there's going to be many features that you can see that are going to come to this. And that's why it's so interesting. You can tell that there are going to be some people around you that are so into the cryptocurrencies that they're going to talk like all about the money and how money continues to like split itself and have these new features and new options. And I think that's important too, because this blockchain was made with something way broader in mind than just a peer-to-peer currency. Not to minimize Bitcoin's value, but Bitcoin is just a currency. And it's trying to be just a currency and a store of value and a way for people to exchange that value, okay? But Ethereum could end up being a blockchain that could be used for so many other things that when you try to add a currency layer to it that people can rely on, then there's a whole bunch of other innovations that come out of that as well. So I just want people to see that, and then just see that, you know, DAI, there are positives and there are negatives to it. So like, you know, there are some people that say that Tether is a ticking time bomb waiting to happen. And there are economists and other people that have also been in the cryptocurrency scene that would also say that Tether is, in a way, it's not the point of cryptocurrencies, and it's taking kind of like a step back with the new technology. It's like making a new. It's like trying to drive a car on a horse trail. So it's trying to take some new technology and put it into something old. Okay. And so, like, there will be some economists that will say that it's not very smart or wise to end up trying to have something based upon the US dollar, as well as people that study the US dollar and see that the US dollar is designed to actually go down systematically. It's published right there on the site. Yo, what's going on with the what happened? Yo, I just got, yay. Appreciate you so much for the donation there. So that should have definitely, I hope that it ended up going to the right address. Thank you so much for donating right there. I appreciate you. Shining Rays, appreciate you so much. Thank you. So let's see. So Lil Pump, thanks for joining. Denola, yo, we got all kinds of people up on the spaceship right now. Let's just show up with Has Glasses, Denola, a few. Billy, hey my friends, what is up? What is up? So just trying to end up making sure that everything is working on that. But yeah. All right. So anyways, make sure that you guys end up looking at it from twitch.tv/SovereignStarseed in order to make sure that that you can be seen on the spaceship in chat. So anyways, yeah, with that, just wanted to talk a little bit about the DAI. There are positives, there are negatives to that, just like everything that we talk about on this channel. We want to remain balanced so that way we can maintain our sovereignty as we continue to move forward in this free space. So, okay, next, in news, I just wanted to go ahead and talk about, this is something really cool for you guys to watch right now. HackerNoon.com put out an article today that says, Bitcoin owners, you need to do these two things right now. And I really appreciate this. So it says, first of all, take ownership of your Bitcoins. Trust nobody. That's the name of the Bitcoin game. So Bitcoin works because when it comes to keeping track of who has how many coins or who sent how many coins where, neither you or I have to trust each other or trust a central entity. It also works because we don't have to trust a central entity like a bank to hold your coins. Your coins are yours alone, provided you hold the private key to your Bitcoins. Your keys, your Bitcoins. Your keys, your Bitcoins. Not your keys, not your Bitcoin. So yeah, basically make sure that you guys are using wallets that give you access to your private keys. That's when you know that you can trust a developer. And so make sure that you can have that, because there have been some wallets that have come across that don't give you access to your private keys, and I won't give them access to my funds. And that's just pretty much the way that you have to be. But, you know, and it's with respect, you know, and you could send developers a message and say, look, you're not giving me access to the private keys, so that's not a wallet I can use. But you update, give me access to my private keys, I'd be happy to end up using it. So that's pretty much the way that the space works. But here's my favorite tip right here. 2, it says use a SegWit wallet and exchanges. So have you guys seen some of my previous videos about how I talked about how the Bitcoin fees are getting insanely high to send money? Well, here's a solution that you guys can use. A few months ago, well, it's pretty much, this is just a great way to explain it. So if you didn't know, Bitcoin's growing, it's growing fast, faster than anything we've ever seen. As a result, its network effect has hit a wall due to the existing transaction limit of approximately 7 transactions per second. Did you guys know that? That Bitcoin can only process 7 transactions per second on its network. This is the reason for forks. This is the reason for alt currencies and altcoins. And this was something that Satoshi Nakamoto saw and absolutely allowed for this type of innovation to happen. It's kind of like, you know, Steve Jobs allowing an app store to be on his phone and allow other people's software to be on his phone, because it would allow so many great things to come about on that device and in that market, and it has. So here's one area where altcoins have done the same thing, where Bitcoin has allowed the space for altcoins to have it. And so Bitcoin as well can update itself, but there are other altcoins, which I will show you later in this stream, that are already thinking about what Bitcoin was going to run into, and they've proposed the solution, and it's massively it's getting massively profitable right now. All right, so look. So use a SegWit wallet. So it's growing fast. It can only do 7 transactions a second, approximately 2,000 transactions per a 10-minute block. Transaction fees have risen at a similarly insane amount as more and more people are competing for their transactions to confirm. Now we got Wall Street trading it. We got all kinds of people getting into it. A preliminary fix to this problem was deployed 6 months ago called SegWit. SegWit was a fundamental protocol upgrade that decreases the virtual size of transactions and allows 4 times as many transactions to fit into the same block. So the full explanation of its throughput problem and SegWit's technical functionality can be found on an article. But basically the whole thing is that this is something that allowed the transaction fees to get higher and higher because all of these Bitcoin transactions were getting clogged up. How many of you guys have tried to send Bitcoins through the network and you've noticed it's taken you days, maybe even like 18 hours, like 2 days to end up confirming sometimes? In the past 3 months, that's happened because of massive movements, whether it's coming into the market or out of the market. And so I want you guys to be aware of that as you see this here. So, that is just something that's pretty important. Let me just go ahead and check the dashboards here. Yo, B, thank you for joining. Monty, Alan, appreciate y'all for getting on the ship. All right. Remember, guys, we do this every night at 5 o'clock Universal. So, basically, what's happening right here is that SegWit was allowing for more transactions to be pushed through, so that way you won't have to wait so long for your transactions to confirm when massive money starts to leave or enter the market. Okay? And so that's something that SegWit is allowing. And I just want you guys to see that SegWit is measured, transaction fees are measured on a per byte basis, and SegWit transactions have a lower virtual byte size. So if you send a SegWit transaction using a SegWit wallet right now, you save 30 to 40% on transaction fees instantly. That's the blow of our, that's the thing right here in this. So where can you guys end up seeing some of this stuff? Just go ahead and look right here. Here are some hardware wallets that you can use. Here are some desktop wallets. Here are some iOS wallets. And then if, these are just definitely different wallets that support SegWit, and they allow you. So desktop wallets, y'all want some desktop wallets? You want to know about how to save 40%? If you're trying to send from desktop, use Electrum. Use that wallet. Use the Armory wallet. If you guys got iOS devices, you want to save some money, you want to save 40% on transaction fees right now, just use Edge. It's Airbits. I actually used Airbits way a long time ago. So now it's Edge. I haven't used it since they rebranded, but they are SegWit compatible, and that's going to save you, as well as Green Address. Those two wallets are going to help you. If you're on Android, get the Samurai wallet, get Greenbits, or get Electrum. Electrum is on desktop and Android right now, and it seems like they're probably going to be developing for iOS soon. But yeah, those are the ways that you guys can end up sending you guys the same cryptocurrency to somebody else. And now do you see why? Do you see why it can save you that money? Because what you're doing is you're lowering the transaction fee by sending it through a different pipeline on the blockchain than the traditional pipelines. All right, so like we're gonna do an article, or I'm sorry, we're gonna do a video about unspent transaction outputs and what causes these Bitcoin fees as well to be really high, so that you guys can see very deeply on why this is the way it is, because some of you guys will be able to think of solutions in the future that the whole world will depend on, and I think that's beautiful. Perfect. Yes, I got Exodus 2 permacats right on. Hey, thank you everybody for joining in right now. Niral, Jahud, anybody, Jhud. I'm sorry if I'm like, mispronouncing anybody's name. I'm not trying to. But thanks for getting up on the spaceship. 5 o'clock Universal. Every night we're doing this. ICO it. So next in Bitcoin news, Bitcoinist.com, they're putting out an article that says ICO it. Estonia plans the world's first crypto token sale despite the bank warnings. And look, man, this is just making me love Estonia even more every day. So like Estonia has announced its plans to become the world's first country to launch an ICO despite warnings from the European Central Bank. So it looks as though, as you guys have seen through the different streams, as we've been reporting it, European Central Bank's trying to clamp down on it. Next, we're going to end up having the G20 trying to talk about it next April, about how everybody wants to be the first people to put the reins on Bitcoin. They want to get famous that way. Let me just go ahead and tell you, it's not going to get you very far, because look at what Estonia is doing right now. Because here we have this article coming out today, and it says it's like Estonia's path to ICO haven. So basically, the small Baltic nation, which has already made strides in digital identity and blockchain leverage, is now looking to fully incorporate aspects of digital tokens at a state level. The potential for an EST coin is tied up with the successful e-residency program launched by the government several years ago. This allows foreign citizens to become quasi-residents of Estonia while benefiting from business and other opportunities remotely. I've reported on this before. You can end up buying residencies on Estonia through the self-key marketplace, and that's a beautiful place where not only can you end up buying residency, you could buy citizenship, you could buy all kinds of things on there. And it's something that, you know, the banks, they're trying to leverage, they're trying to flex themselves and trying to say, no, we can't allow this to happen. And I can guarantee you they're going to try to lobby governments about this as well, because that's the only way that they've succeeded in the past. But here's the thing, we're waking up. And that's what's so beautiful. And so, like, as you can see, Estonia is somebody that is definitely waking up in such a way that, like, they've made me so proud sometimes to report on them, because I'm not in Estonia, I'm in America. We beam down above America, but, you know, I'm definitely interested in going to Estonia at some point, because their president was even willing to say, I don't think our government's going to be relevant the way that the world is working in the 21st century. Now that's the first bold move that I could see of a real leader trying to allow the world to lead again. Now that's some bold, that's some beautifulness right there, that I don't think it's going to take a lot of self-reflection for other leaders to come to that point. So just think about that, because we have other world leaders that are throwing their citizens in jail for using this beautiful decentralized currency. And not just currency, it's a store of value. It's like a way for people to get to, oh man, it's a store of value. There's so many ways to look at this. And now Venezuela, we're seeing them depending on it. It's going to be hard for them to go back to some centralized bank. Like, what bank can now get into Venezuela? That's what I'm trying to get at, my friends. Beautiful time to be alive. So it's so beautiful. It says much of the criticism of the EST coin was based on the fact that Estonia simply can't start its own cryptocurrency even if it wanted to. Estonia's only currency is the euro, and this is an essential feature of our EU membership, which we are proud to have. Corges continues, no one here is interested in changing that. That's why we've always referred to EST coin as a proposed crypto token. That's beautiful. So see, they're not trying to end up getting away from their European Union ties, but they're definitely trying to introduce something new. And I think that's beautiful, because they, you know, we've just reported about how the European Union is definitely going to try to, they're going to have some meetings, and they want to be the first ones to clamp down on Bitcoin. It's going to make them famous. Next, news.bitcoin.com. Legendary investor Bill Miller now holds half his hedge fund in Bitcoin. I just wanted you guys to end up seeing this, just so that you guys could see that there are massive investors now starting to see what's going on here. And Bill Miller is talking about a few things, and he's also arranged himself to end up having a lot of other Bitcoin's altcoins, as far as like Bitcoin Cash. And so, yeah, as this is, like, there's a lot of controversy right now around Bitcoin Cash. That's why I hesitate speaking on it too much, just because the community is wild. They're left, they're right. We don't know what's going on. It's hard for me to end up putting something down on what's left, what's right, what's really going on with Bitcoin Cash at any given time. But I will say this, is that it is making huge strides, as well as it's seeing some things that Bitcoin was going to run into as a problem, and that's why it was created. So Bitcoin Cash was the first successful fork that happened just a few months ago, and it's beautiful because with this, it's now started something where you will see a network that allows way more than 7 transactions per second. And you'll be able to see people actually be able to have confidence in sending this, and it won't take hours for these transactions to confirm. Is this going to kill Bitcoin? No. Everything's going to have its purpose, and that's what's going to be amazing for us to see, my friends. So it's almost hard to make a wrong move right now with this. So, just checking the chat here. Adrian, thank you for joining. Ken, all y'all. Just appreciating all y'all. AZ1, El Guapo, Tajitaber. I'm sorry. If that's that. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. What's the difference between Exodus and Electrum? Should I have many wallets or just one? And can you transfer between Coinbase and wallets for free? Permacat's got great questions right here. So, first of all, Odessa America, thank you. And Fabio, thank you for hopping aboard. But, Permacat, so first of all, what's the difference between Exodus and Electrum? Well, you can definitely see the different currencies that they support. And just, the user interfaces really, and it's just really user interfaces because a lot of them, the functionality is the same. It holds your money, it sends it, and it receives it. Should I have many wallets or just one? That's a great question. What I would say is, just, try to put your funds in something that you feel comfortable with. And I would just use, I use one desktop wallet, one mobile wallet, and a few exchanges. But as you can see, I could be diversifying things better. And so that's something to always be taking a look at. We're here to learn together. And so we're all babies crawling through life. And so as it is, having more than one wallet is a good thing. And can you transfer between Coinbase and wallets for free? So no, everything always takes a small transaction fee to send it from any one wallet to another, unless the company owns both companies. So you can, if you notice, Coinbase owns GDAX. And so if you log into GDAX, you're using your Coinbase credentials, and it has your wallet amounts in there because they're connected. But if you try to send it out from Coinbase to anywhere else, then yes, you will pay a fee, because you always pay a fee whenever you're sending something from one wallet to another, and that's what incentivizes the miners to keep the network going. So you always pay a fee on it, but that's where if you get these types of wallets that have that are SegWit compatible, you'll be saving 40% compared to the other people around you, 30 to 40%. So all right, cool. So just taking a look at that. Appreciate Alan for joining. Make sure you hit the follow button, the post notifications button. Get over to Twitch, because if you're watching this from Twitch, you're earning currency on the channel as well, my friends. So just want you to know, there isn't any way for me to get that going on Periscope or YouTube or nothing. So we're doing it on Twitch. So anyways, next, Bitcoin Cash has been added to Coinbase with trading enabled on GDAX. Now this is probably the biggest news of the night, is now Coinbase has added its 4th cryptocurrency. Everybody go and look at your Coinbase wallets and your apps. You'll see a new pop-up talking about Bitcoin Cash. What is going on with Bitcoin Cash? What is going on with Coinbase? Well, let's read a couple of articles first, just to take a look at a couple of things, just so that we're aware. CryptoNinjas.net, they've put out that it says, it was announced today that GDAX has enabled Bitcoin Cash trading, and this was put out on August 1st, but this is something that you weren't able to see in the Coinbase app until today. And so I think this is huge, and what this means is that now they're going to end up allowing you to end up creating orders through Bitcoin Cash to Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash to USD, and Bitcoin Cash to Euro. And it was created by a fork of the Bitcoin blockchain. All customers who held a Bitcoin balance on GDAX at the time of the fork, they've already been credited with an equal balance of Bitcoin Cash in their GDAX account. So I think that's amazing. So if you guys were holding anything up on the exchange in GDAX, then bam, you just got for some free money, some Bitcoin Cash right there in your Coinbase app. I don't know why they did that without having it in the Coinbase app itself, but if you're interested in finding that out, send a support ticket. I think that's huge though, and that's going to be a big way for Coinbase to still be able to do business, even though these huge institutions are now getting into the game and they're starting to trade money. It's just Wall Street, you know. So because of that, I think that's huge, and I think that's very important for us to remember. So can't buy it yet. Nice. Okay. So yeah, you can't buy it yet, but you know they're definitely integrating it here. Scott, Walter, Los Angeles, California, all joined in the spaceship. Thank you guys for hopping aboard. All right. So yeah, just as you're just taking a look at this, next I just wanted to show you Cointelegraph is putting out an article that says a $240 billion Japanese company is about to pay its employees in Bitcoin. And I think this is important to report on because this is one of the first, and it is going to be the beginning of a huge wave of people starting to get paid out in Bitcoin. So I'm loving this. Like as I'm seeing this here, you know, it says according to the Guardian, a spokesperson for GMO, Harumi Ishii, says the company is exploring the applications and capabilities of Bitcoin and paying employees in Bitcoin. They hope to get a better understanding of how the virtual currency can be used in real world scenarios. So employees can receive salaries by Bitcoin if they want to. We hope to improve your own literacy of virtual currency by actually using it. So I love this, and it's not your average salary. So the option embraces a new technology in a booming market. The added benefit of receiving Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies is that people can choose to keep their coins as a long-term investment or draw out their earnings as an income supplement as often as they like. The option also puts some financial power back into savings, as crypto holders are not locked into conventional savings accounts, some of which have strict access policies and time frames. So beautiful. Beautiful, because I can say this is definitely going to further drive traditional central banks back into the recesses, man, because people aren't even going to want to use it. It's going to be hard for people to want to use that old crusty banking system. It's just dumb. So yeah, as you can see here, as you can see my opinion on that, you know, Cointelegraph also has an article out that says blockchain startups are craving regulation. It says Gibraltar official. So Gibraltar, the Gibraltar Financial Services Commission has announced its plans to establish a new licensing system for startups focusing on blockchain technology. So as you can see here, Nikki Gomez, the commission's decision, is the head of risk and innovation. He says the commission's decision is in response to a need for regulatory framework in the blockchain space as voiced by companies themselves. So he says this is the first instance of a purpose-built legislative framework for businesses that use blockchain or distributed ledger technology. Many firms have been craving for a jurisdiction to regulate them. Look, I'm not buying it. I'm going to say right now, I'm not buying it. You guys just saw me read an article about how Estonia is moving forward without needing a bank, without needing regulation. So like what I'm trying to tell you guys, I don't buy it. And so like what I'm saying is that it's up to us to regulate it. It's up to us to uphold this. Everybody that's taking on the transactions now are going to take it on with a new level of accountability. And with that, that makes it hard for somebody to come in and try to regulate your transactions. What are they going to do? Try to provide a way to get refunds? Because that's really the only benefit y'all get on the fiat realm. That's the only thing that the people of Earth get when they're in the fiat realm, is they get the benefit of being able to call up a third party and go, oh, I don't know if I sent my money to the right place. Can you make sure that I get my money back? And that's the only thing you can do. That's the only benefit you get. But is that even really a benefit? you know? Or does that take away some of our accountability? Some of the fact that, like, I've been reporting on it even last night, all the time, man. Like, if you guys are doing something in the crypto sphere and you made a mistake, just email somebody, just send somebody a message. And that's how this place has to start going. Even on the planet, going forward, we have to start taking accountability for our transactions, and that means that we have to, definitely be taking up some huge steps to make sure that we're all aware of our transactions. If we're aware of our transactions, would we need to be calling credit card companies and placing stop orders? No. We're aware of our transactions. Would we need to be calling other banks and other places to be like, hey, can I get a refund? No. We'd be able to just call that other entity instead that we sent that money to and go, hey, I'm not satisfied with your product. I'd like to get a refund. Is that possible? And see if that entity is willing to do it. But there isn't anybody in the third party that needs to end up verifying those types of things. I don't think that this is a blanket statement for the whole planet and for everything going forward. I think there will need to be third-party verification in certain areas, and it may be a pertinent thing in certain areas. But I don't think overall blockchain regulation and cryptocurrency regulation, I think it's very, very arrogant and that's wrong for us to even try to say that yet, that we need this yet. We've been operating for a decade without regulation. Now big money's getting into it. That's all it is. I think the only thing is that we're going to start to see accountability coming down from the top all the way to the bottom. From the bottom back all the way up to the top. Bluff. Bottom line up front. So like, yeah, as that is, next in the news, I just wanted to go ahead because, like, I just wanted to show you guys that, like, with this, we were reading other articles where, people are going forward with their crypto token sales. That's amazing. That's beautiful. Go for it. Get it. And I don't see them failing. But there are other countries right here, Gibraltar, that's all like, wait, we're scared. We need people to tell us and regulate it. We need regulation. And so, like, from that, like, it's hard. It's hard to end up seeing how things can move forward when we end up having a schism within our species. Bob Marley said it, y'all, ism, schism, games. And, like, that's it, man. We just got to get rid of the games in our species so that we could come to something and say that, like, look, man, like, I can be aware of my transactions. If I really need regulation, I'll hand my Bitcoin wallets over to somebody else and tell them to spend my money for me. That's sad. So, Lentov, Vieri, thank you so much. Hello, thank you so much for joining. I can't read the other script that you have, but I appreciate you for joining. And thank you so much. So just know, you guys, like, if you guys get on the Twitch chat, you guys will see, like, a lot more. So you can earn currency through the Twitch chat. But anyways, check this out. So next, Cointelegraph is putting out this article, and this is what I was telling you about earlier in the stream. Bitfinex blocks new users. They have a mystery invitation code now required to register. So this is pretty interesting, guys. Cryptocurrency exchange Bitfinex has quietly turned its platform into a private members-only club. New users now require invitation codes to open an account. However, in a Kafkian twist, the exchange has not mentioned the change or provided any information about where to obtain a code. Weird. So when a new user goes to sign up on the site, they are shown an invitation code field that, according to description, was added due to extraordinary demand. I never demanded that. Since the exchange suddenly started requiring invitation codes without any official announcement, confused users are taking to Reddit in search of how to obtain such code. How I get code? One enterprising user even created a site that promises to post Bitfinex invitation codes as soon as they appear, meanwhile providing a referral code to an alternative exchange. I wonder what that is. I wonder if that's Binance. Bitcoin or Bitfinex invitation code.com. Oh, it is Binance. I called it. However, in the meantime, I can recommend Binance as an alternative exchange that's still accepting new users. So yeah, you see, guys, lots of people are all up in this site, and Binance has a lot of things that are backing it, lots of cool technology that's coming forward to it, and very forward thinking. So Binance, exchange the world. Exchange the world, sucker. So that's really cool. But yeah, as you can see there, like Bitfinex, they're now putting out this weird registration process. So problems with Bitfinex. So it says huge price surges in both Bitcoin and altcoin markets have seen a second influx of mainstream consumers into the cryptocurrency space after the phenomenon first occurred earlier this year. Um, boom, 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 boom. Bitfinex is also contending with an extensive DDoS attack on its servers. Last week, the exchange warned users of a coordinated telephone scam, duping consumers into handing over account information. So there's so many scams, there's so many things that are just all over this market that it's hard for you to want to put your money into that and say, I feel good about it. Let me sleep at night, not worry about it. So that's what I'm just trying to say is that Bitfinex, we've reported on it before. They've had some shady moves. They've also come out and they've threatened legal action against people that are critiquing them for their moves. But, I've reported on them as well, how they've been able to create money out of thin air. This is the exchange that is barred from the U.S. market as well. And it also is the one that created Tether. And it also creates Tether on a regular basis out of thin air. And it's a cryptocurrency that they promise their users they have all the money to back it. So it's just interesting. I'm not against Bitfinex like everything else. I'm neutral, as you guys know, as you guys see. I'm just here to propose different sides on it. I have opinions on things, but ultimately, it's something that's in the moment, and I am neutral in the end because I just think about this stuff and I think about how beautiful it is to be alive and see something sweep the planet and give people such beautiful opportunities. So first of all, with Bitfinex, I hope that some good things could come out of this, but now they got this weird invitation code they never told anybody about. People are now creating sites about it, and that's what happens when you don't let your users know. So anyways, next in news, Cointelegraph.com is putting out an article that says first government blockchain implementation for Russia. So this is another big piece of news here, but it says Russia has officially completed its first government level blockchain implementation. The state-run bank Sberbank announced today that it is partnering with Russia's Federal Anti-Monopoly Service, FAS, to implement document transfer and storage via blockchain. According to local sources, the move represents the first case of direct government implementation of blockchain technology. On the wider implications of the decision, Andrei Saraskovsky, I'm sorry if I'm butchering any of this, the state secretary and deputy head of FAS, stated in a Sberbank press release, it says, "Our country is opening up the new possibilities for the economy through the use of advanced knowledge and technology. Making the system launch a reality means we are not only one of the first actual users of blockchain for government in the world, but also are pioneering its use as a practical tool for further growth." The Russian government has shown consistent interest in advancing blockchain technology development in the country for several years. In June, President Putin met with Ethereum's Vitalik Buterin, and in August, the state-owned bank signed an agreement with the Ethereum Foundation to develop blockchain education programs in the country. So I think that's awesome. In contrast, the government's official position on cryptocurrency use for regular citizens remains relatively strict. So I've reported on it before as well that Russia has also allowed for altcoins and Bitcoin trading to happen, but they are definitely outlawing the mining of it. And I think that's also because I've seen, and I haven't reported on it, but I've seen headlines about how Russia has been making some very big contracts in the background to secure at least 30% of the global mining pool resources in the future for Bitcoin, which would be huge and would also be a reason why it would be in their best interest to try to outlaw other forms of mining so that way they're the ones that are creating the money. But beyond all this, what I could say is that it's too early yet to say what's going to happen with this. And you know, I just want you guys to end up seeing that, you know, this is something that could have been made, I think, with maybe more thought. I don't know if it's good for us to quite implement blockchains directly into government programs yet. I think we need to see what other aspects of the blockchain can still be manipulated and taken care of if it's just looked at longer, you know, so that way we can have more sustainable ways and adaptable ways for us to be able to use these types of things in the future. But hey, this is just one alien's opinion. I'm one alien, one man with one opinion that can change. Anyways, next in the news, I just wanted to talk about how Cointelegraph put out an article that says Julian Assange urges donors to use cryptocurrencies and thwart the government. So here's two articles tonight of where we are seeing cryptocurrencies go past what was regulating the earth on the planet before. So we saw that now Estonia is releasing a token and it's going against the central banks, against their warnings. And then also Julian Assange is now saying, the founder of WikiLeaks, if you want to donate, just go ahead and use cryptocurrencies. We don't need to use the government to accept this anymore. And so that's beautiful. Founder of WikiLeaks in international exile has urged donors to contribute to the online publication by using cryptocurrencies in order to skirt the financial blockade by national governments. His foundation will now accept payments in Bitcoin, Litecoin, Monero, and Zcash. The exiled Assange has become something of a public cheerleader for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, following a number of tweets expressing his general approval for the decentralized digital currency model in opposition to governmental controls. This is exactly what Bitcoin was designed to do. WikiLeaks used it to beat the illegal blockade against us also starting in 2011. That's beautiful. A recent thread includes a number of announcements regarding the current U.S. controls on WikiLeaks donations. Check this out. This is what Julian Assange tweets. Founder of WikiLeaks. 1. Banking blockade 2.0. We have discovered an amazing plot by the U.S. intelligence against the foundation, which provides WikiLeaks donors with tax deductibility in the European Union. It comes after our series on the CIA, #Vault7, in the next week. So the growth in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies has provided a substantial return for Assange, who recently thanked the U.S. government for forcing him into the alternative payment method. The reality that cryptocurrencies may help to skirt governmental controls has led many to suggest the regulations on digital currencies are inevitable. So you can see that there's some people that fear it, and if they fear this type of thing happening, then they are looking right back at the regulators to be like, oh, you're going to end up putting the chains back on us. We can feel it. I know you're going to do it. But then you can also see that there are other countries out there and people out there that are like, well, look, you know, you controllers are so controlling that you've now like pretty much like forced me to take something open, like these cryptocurrencies. Julian Assange is one of them. And, you know, Estonia is now releasing their coins against the controlling banks as well. So that's what's very, very interesting to see. How is our species going to work with this? I'm so excited to see how this all starts to transpire, because we're seeing both sides play out. Both sides play out, my friends. Next, and finally, just wanted to say Cointelegraph.com put out an article today that says blockchain cryptocurrency domain names are hotter than ever. If you guys want to get into something, you might want to start buying some cryptocurrency domains. It just says there's so many things that are going off. So many new investors entering into the industry are focusing on the initial cryptocurrency purchases. There is a digital gold rush taking place with high-quality blockchain domain names. The Ethereum name service auctioning of decentralized domain names has been a huge hit, with millions of dollars worth of sales having taken place. While usage and overall popularity of ETH and other decentralized domain names is minimal, the trend is likely to be continued in growth. And so this is really cool. You can end up going over here to the Ethereum name service, ENS, and there are auctions for different cryptocurrency, I'm sorry, different domain names that are decentralized domains. And so that's beautiful. And so, let's see here. ENS domains can also be traded at the Reddit ENS market. Currently, there are over 2,900 DNS domain registers all around the globe, which is the protocol for standard web addresses we use in our daily life. But that was DNS, and that's the ones that we're currently using. ENS are going to end up being the Ethereum name services. And so I think this is really cool because Name Bazaar is one of the first marketplaces that allows these. So, do you guys want to start up a company? Do you want to start a business? Do you want it to be forward thinking? Do you want to get a leg up on other people that are into this type of thing? Well, I'd say go to namebazaar.io and start to type them in, and you'll start to find different decentralized domain names. And that, my friends, that's where it's going to end up going. Thank you to Ajit Pai for rolling back net neutrality and then putting out the videos about how we can still buy fidget spinners and about how he hates America and he hates Americans while he put those rules into place. So very interesting to see, my friends. And with that, I still want you guys to see that we just got to stay strong, and we just got to end up seeing that there are many opportunities in front of us. Do you have a domain name that you already bought for some type of business? Well, I suggest getting on Name Bazaar and start buying an ENS name through an ENS decentralized domain name. So thank you guys so much for this. I am going to end up ending the stream here in just a moment. Let me go ahead and check the chat. Just checking everything, checking it all. What's up, my friends? Holy cow. Loving all you guys that are joining on this right here. So, I'm going to try to get the, see if I can get some way to end up getting, the Periscope chats and all that other stuff up in here. But as you guys can see that there, that's pretty brilliant. And, let me just go ahead and go through the ship logs. Scott, thank you. Everybody, thank you for joining. Lens, thank you for joining. Vieri, please, appreciate you. Kaya, thank you so much. Henry, just doing the shout outs at the end of the night. One Eye, appreciate you. Joseph joined the spaceship. Raphael joined the spaceship. Furkan joined the spaceship. Waza joined the spaceship. Thank you guys all for getting aboard tonight. Make sure that you end up joining if you're interested in taking it even further. I'm telling you, it's so much more interactive if you watch from Twitch. So twitch.tv/sovereignstarseed. But if you don't want to do that, then you can definitely make sure you turn on the post notifications. We beam down this news every day, 5 o'clock Universal Time. So, yep. Appreciate you guys. Thank you all. Thanks to all of my regulars for joining into the chat tonight. Thank you guys for being active in the chat. Really appreciate it. I'm telling you guys, like, you guys being active in the chat is what makes this ship what it is. So thank you. Go crazy. There's no such thing as spamming. Just, add some value. Even fun. Like, just laughing around is fun. Like, that's fun. That's value, right? So, yeah, like I just can say that we're going to be taking off here in just a moment. But, we'll be back in a moment as well for our esoteric study sessions. And we'll be learning some more from the Pleiadian knowledge. And that's some really good information for people to hear too as we move forward in these very decentralized realms of Earth. So, I'm bored. 420, thanks for hopping aboard the ship. We're just ending the transmission now, but we'll be back tomorrow night, 5 o'clock. Better hit them post notifications. Better get this stuff out. Yo, look at all these emojis. I'm loving this right there. Ray of Sunshine, thank you for all that that you do as well. I appreciate you as well. They appreciate that donation tonight. Got to try to figure out a way how to get that to end up working up on the stream. Like, see, We haven't had the donations yet, but you're helping me get to Anarchapulco, and that's beautiful. So we're going to be streaming from Acapulco, guys. The spaceship. Oh my goodness. It's going to be so fun. So good. So amazing. So amazing. Yes, you're welcome, Permacats. You're so welcome. Yes, I'm so glad you have so many questions. Like, please, you guys, like, this is where the questions are great. This is where the discussion should be going, taking place. Look at this. Look at the Shrek, the freaking Shrek emojis, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. That's what makes it fun. So, ludicrous display. Ludicrous display. That's so cool. Join the spaceship. What's up? Make sure that you end up turning on the post notifications, y'all. I'm going to be back in a little bit, just to do the esoteric study sessions. You guys like hearing you guys like hearing those news? Like, you guys like the esoteric news? You guys like the studying? I hope so. It's been resonating with some of you guys. And that's where I'm all like, okay, I'm feeling really good about this right now. You want to know something else? I wrote an email to Twitch today, and I asked them to look at my stream. And I was all like, guys, will you look at my stream? And will you tell me if I'm breaking any of your rules? And seriously, because I read through like all the rules. And I was like, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. But I just want somebody to come through and look at this to make sure that we can have longevity. I basically said that. I was like, I want the long-term life of the spaceship to happen. So please come into my Twitch streams, look at them, critique them, tell me how we can make them better, how we can make them good for all. It's going to be a place for all of us to come every night, digest the news, get some tips from each other on how to invest. Some of y'all have been making some money on it. Ripple, looking at you. Litecoin, looking at you. IOTA, looking at you. So, man, I get so grateful when I hear you guys like saying like, yo, I made money off of what somebody said in your chat, what somebody said on your stream. And I'm like, yo, that's the exact reason why I do this right here, baby. So, just love you guys, man. I love you guys. I love the opportunity of being able to do this. If you were on Twitch, you got to see me hiking the other day. I did an IRL stream hiking. That's what I'm saying, yo. Twitch is like 20 years ahead of the game. But anyways, I'm just gonna say I love you guys so much. I love everybody that comes onto the ship. I love the interactivity that you guys show each other, the shout outs you guys show each other. Shout outs to everybody that shouts each other out. That's amazing. And you know, if it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't have a stream, I wouldn't have a ship. So thank you, because this is all built on your love. It's built on your consciousness. That's how we fly, baby. But I'm gonna be out. Make sure that you guys end up doing something beautiful for each other. Do something beautiful for one of your brothers or sisters tomorrow. Tell them happy holidays. If you're in a crowded room, say happy holidays, everybody. Shake someone up in a most beautiful and positive way. And with that, you guys, I'm just going to say good night to the humans of Earth. I'll be back in a few moments for the esoteric study sessions.